Welcome and thank you for tuning in to Think Tech Friday. I'm your host, Attila Seress. Joining us today is Synette Tom from Gibi. Very exciting new name. And here at Think Tech, especially on Think Tech Fridays, we talk about tech, what it means to the community, and we raise public awareness about what's going on out there. So, Gibi is a company that makes GPS location devices for pets.
Yes.
Specifically dogs and cats, right?
Yes.
Not the snakes, not the hamsters, not the tarantulas. And in fact, we're actually doing a Think Tech first. We have a full-size dog in the studio that will be joining us. I think he's fallen asleep now. But he will be joining us on the air throughout the show. So you guys stay tuned. There's going to be an animal on this show. And you know what that means. Animals always are cute and fluffy and fuzzy, and this one especially is very fun. So, tell me a little bit. Well, before we get into Gibi, we always like to do a segment to start off the show called App of the Week. And we've talked about Tetris as being an App of the Week, and we've done other apps of the week. But this time, I actually wanted to talk about the iOS upgrade. Now, of course, everyone has an iPad, right? Everybody, you have an iPad.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
And last night, you probably got this little thing on Siri that said, "Oh, you need to do a software upgrade," right?
Yep.
And did you do the software upgrade?
I did it on my phone.
See? And you know what's funny? And here's the software upgrade. I'm going to hold it up on my iPad. This is the iOS 7 software update. And is it just me, or does it look kind of like Windows 8? I think Apple's getting a little bit of Microsoft envy here. It's the way that it moves and the way that it goes between different applications. I'll jump over to Safari. You can jump back. It changes that. But the best part about the new Apple upgrade is that it does multitasking. Now, do you use multitasking on your Apple?
Absolutely.
So you know how to activate it, right? All right. This is the quiz. How do you?
Oh,
activate
no.
How do you activate multitasking?
I just open different apps.
It's not multitasking.
Okay, what? Show me.
Okay, so you tap this is the dummy button?
Yep.
I'm sure it's called something else, but I call it the dummy button. You tap the dummy button twice, and then it's going to show all the recent apps that you've used,
Yep.
right? And if you don't want this on your list, you can do this very cool thing. It's new. Watch. You can take it and swipe it up.
Oh, I didn't try that. That's cool.
Isn't that neat?
That's very cool.
So you can jump back and forth between all the apps. You can see I have a Google Hangout here. Check my email. I'm on ABC News looking at your video, and it's very fun. This makes the Apple a lot better. That was my big gripe with the Samsung and the other tablets, the Nexus tablets. You can switch back and forth between things very quickly. But then again, Apple has spent billions, right, putting the face of the old iPad on all the TV commercials. So they have to have new commercials now, right? But the way it moves is just so fun, and of course we all like Apple products, and we're all fans of them. And my kid and my very old grandparents still can use the iPad. So it is a blessing to have such a great product on the market. And now that we have a new version of the operating system, who knows what new bugs we will discover, right?
I'll have to ask my mom tonight what she thinks.
Well, I'm sure she'll like it. But show her that new double tap, tap. And also the search bar, that's also changed. I should probably mention that because your mom's probably
Okay, let me see.
You know how you used to be able just to do this? Just swipe to the left and then the searching would appear? Well, now you have to do this you swipe down.
Oh,
So you swipe down on
interesting.
the front there. You swipe down. And if you swipe up, here are your little volume controls.
Oh, so I don't have to go to the first page.
Right.
Cool.
But, everyone's been used to that for how many years? So this is a big change for Apple. This is a big deal. It's a 700 meg upgrade. That is big. That is big. It took my iPad like an hour to download and install and everything. And of course, as I'm playing, my games, throwing boulders down the hill, which that's probably a plug for a game, but maybe that'll be next week's App of the Week. But it interrupted my game and said, "All right, we're doing a memory upgrade. We're doing a wipe." So, but anyways, it's good. Do the new upgrade. It has the multitasking. It also has the ability to search directly from any page by just swiping up your finger and or swiping down the finger. And swiping up the finger gives you those media controls. So that's very cool. It's very new stuff. So
Very
I'm
cool.
excited. Plus it kind of looks like Windows 8. So hey Microsoft, right? But back to you. You have some exciting news. And this exciting news is about Walmart. And you are part of Blue Startups, which is the startup accelerator. It's Hank Rogers' Tetris baby that's now gone into overdrive, infusing cash and expertise into startup companies and getting them on the shelves of things. And so today's show, this is the whole point of today's show, is we're talking about Blue Startups to Walmart. So Blue Startups to Walmart. Walmart being the world's largest retailer. And I have a joke about that. We'll say that joke about Walmart when we get back, from our next segment. But tell me a little bit about what your company is, what it does, and how you're getting into Walmart.
Okay, great. So Gibi is developing the best pet GPS location service to help people quickly, accurately, and reliably find their missing pets, or simply just watching where they're going.
Watching where the pets are going, yeah. Because we all know cats. There's no such thing as an indoor cat. It's just a cat that's locked indoors that wants to get out, right?
Right. But, the statistics are, according to the American Pet Products Association and the Humane Societies, that 1 in 3 pets go missing in their lifetime, and 4 million are euthanized every year, even though they have microchips, because pet owners cannot be matched.
And so this device, is it attached to their collar somehow, or how's it work?
Yeah. So we've developed a device that attaches to a collar securely, and it's sleek, so it doesn't act like a hook or a snag. I could pull it off of Will's if you want me to.
Will's?
Will's is the dog.
Can Will pop his head over here?
Will's.
Put it into your lap, maybe? We have a very big studio here with lots of wires, so we'll be very careful. But Will is wearing one, right?
Yep. Will's is right here. Can you show Attila?
Hi, big guy. Look at you. You're like a big teddy bear. Now, if I get bitten, it's on camera.
Because Will's is a service dog in training at Hawaii Fido. And he's totally lovable.
Oh, he is like a big teddy bear. Look at this.
He is. So he's wearing, he's found the treat bag.
Oh, the treat bag. Yeah, don't feel bad. My two dogs polished off an entire rotisserie chicken the other day. I don't even know how they got it. There's nothing left. So Will's is wearing a GPS locator, so if those long legs take him elsewhere.
Yep. Then
is this it right here?
Yes, it is.
Wow, that's pretty big.
It's actually quite light. So it's the smallest. We feel that we're the smallest.
But if you have a small dog, that's...
So this is a look-alike model. And
it doesn't have a treat inside. I know you want to eat the treats. I know you want to eat the treat.
So this contains mobile technology, GPS technology, and we collect the GPS exact location within 10 feet and put it on a. Did I lose my microphone?
Oh yes. Well, that's all right. We'll just cover your microphone back.
High five.
There we go. Don't feel bad. I was sitting on mine, so.
Maybe I should put it on Will's.
He's a good talker.
Can you say woof? No, just kidding. Sorry.
Well, that's okay.
He's trying to kiss me. Okay. All right, sweetie. All right.
Well, as long as it's him and not me, then we're okay.
Oh my.
So
sweetie.
this device here is going to find Will's anywhere on the globe.
Yeah. So we are using GSM technology, so we can operate internationally. We're going to start here in the U.S. And we're partnering with a mobile company, and we'll start here in the U.S. And every time we enter a country, we have to partner with a local cellular company. But what we do is the device collects the exact location of your pet, sends it back through the mobile network to our servers, and we put it on a Google map with 10-foot accuracy, so you can quickly, accurately, and reliably find where your doggy is.
I know. So tell me about Walmart, because that's the big news, right? I want to hear about Walmart, because I've heard that they're the world's biggest retailer.
and they have a huge number of pet-loving customers. So,
Okay.
well, so Walmart, this is I think their second year that they're doing it. They have a contest called Get on the Shelf. And we applied, and we were accepted to be an entry out of thousands and thousands of others. And they put it out there for the public to vote, and we want to thank our friends, family, and fans for voting for us, because we are in the top 20 finalists, and we're in the top 4, the only 4 now in the Great Gadgets category.
Great Gadgets.
Yes.
Who else is in that category?
Cuckoo Watch, and so it's kind of like the Pebble Watch or the new Samsung and Google Watches that are coming out. There's another one that is a solar powered, like a Roomba for your swimming pool.
Oh, that's cool if you have a swimming pool. Right?
If you have a swimming pool. And then the other one is you can go to their app on your smartphone and open your house door instead of using your keys.
Oh, I think I saw that on Shark Tank, actually.
Oh, it was? I didn't see
Yeah.
it.
Which is great, as long as you have some charge in your cell phone. Which by the end of the day you may not, so go figure. But so this is the big news, and I think I saw it on abcnews.com, right?
Yeah, it's on ABC World News. Diane Sawyer, David Muir. They did the last 3 days. They did 3 fantastic segments building up on who are the top finalists, and so there's voting again starting September 24th. They're going to do the one category, and then for the next 4 weeks they'll be doing the remaining 4 categories. So. Like us on Facebook at Gibi Technologies, GIBITECHNOLL Technologies, and
But you're
we'll
a
post
Hawaii
about it.
technology company, right?
Well,
There you go. So you're bringing new local. You're bringing it out for the local talent.
we're
right?
actually based in Menlo Park, California. What?
I thought homeless people lived there.
Hey!
It sounds like a Menlo Park.
I'm actually born and raised here. I went to Kahaluu Elementary School. I went to King Intermediate. I went to Castle High School, and I studied electrical engineering at the University of Hawaii. During that brain drain time, I went to work at Hughes Space and Communications in Los Angeles. Thought I was going to be there for only a couple of years, but my career kept growing, and from engineering to business development of communication satellites in Asia. So, yeah, it's just very exciting.
And you couldn't stay away from Hawaii. We all know that.
Well,
It's amazing here. You know it.
my heart is in Hawaii, but I do love California as well. I do miss my friends and family here. I come here at least twice a year to visit everyone. So I'm super, super excited. I'm honored. I'm privileged to be selected by Blue Startups to be their one of 7 companies in their second cohort. Thank you so much to Hank Rogers. It's a fantastic opportunity. This is the second week there, and there's a lot going on. It's great. We get a $20,000 investment, but we also get over $550,000. Honey, don't do that.
Who are you talking to? Usually that's a line my wife would say. Behave yourself. But you know what? I want to talk a little bit more about Blue Startups, but we have to go to a break for just a quick moment.
All right.
Everyone who's tuned in, be sure to stay on the line, stay here, and we'll be right back.
Aloha, this is Jay Fidel. Think Tech and the Hawaii Venture Capital Association put on monthly luncheon panel programs at the Plaza Club here in Pioneer Plaza. Our program this time is on September 26th. It's called Solar in Hawaii. We're going to examine the solar industry and see what's in it for the long haul. We have a great panel, great moderator. We'll be sending out email on this if you want to be in our email list to receive the details. check out thinktechhawaii.com. In any event, you can sign up for the program at hvca.org. Thanks. See you there. This is Jay Fidel. Mahalo.
Hi, I'm Donna Blanchard. I'm the host of the Arts in Hawaii on the Think Tech series. I'm also the managing director of Kumukuhua Theater in beautiful downtown Honolulu at 46 Merchant Street. Right now we have an incredible show running called Will the Real Charlie Chan Please Stand Up? The Charlie Chan was based on a real-life detective right here in Chinatown, and Nancy P. Moss has written a wonderful script that Reiko Ho has done an excellent job of directing. It's running at Kumukuhua until September 22nd. You can find more information at kumukuhua.org. I hope to see you there. Aloha.
Aloha, I'm Hong Jiang at ThinkTech. I'm a host for Asia in Review on Tuesday afternoon between 4 to 5 p.m. At our programs, we learn about what's happening in Asia and why it is important for you to know about it. So I'm Hong Jiang, and I'll see you there.
Thank you for tuning in to Think Tech Friday. I'm your host, Attila Seress. We're here with Synette Tom of Gibi Technologies. We're talking about this new technology that she's created, and it is a GPS pet location device and a service that goes along with it. And she's been blessed with a opportunity to be a part of the Blue Startups Venture Accelerator program. That is Hank Rogers' exciting program where they bring in talent from, I believe it's all across the country, and give them an edge and get them going and get them funded and launch them into the stratosphere where the big businesses are. And as part of that news, of course, our topic today is about how Blue Startups to Walmart. Walmart is the world's largest retailer, and actually, I do have a Walmart joke.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you can handle this. It is pet related, so it may be appropriate. So, a lady was out weed whacking her lawn, out in front of her house. She had the weed eater, and her cat got loose. And so, she was weed whacking, and her cat was there in the bushes, and she accidentally cut the cat's tail off. So the little old lady picks up the cat and the cat's tail and tells her friend, you know where this is going, don't you? Tells her friend, I'm going to Walmart, just watch the house. And her friend says, Walmart? Why are you going to Walmart? She says, well, don't you know? They're the world's largest retailer. Silence. Not even a laugh. All right, okay. Back to this.
They are. And so we are very excited to be a finalist, and hopefully we will win.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about Walmart and the technology that goes in, and the technology that goes into your product itself. Part of stepping into the Walmart circle is that you need to be prepared for high volume. And what else? Because it sounds to me you could be overwhelmed with orders and you can go under. That's one of two reasons that companies go under, right? They either don't have enough business, or B, they cannot fulfill the orders that they have.
Well, it's a great problem to have a lot of orders. And when ABC News hit the wire, we have been getting so many inquiries. How do we buy this? Where do we go? And we're just excited of the huge numbers of people that want to buy our product.
Well, it's one thing to have interest, though, but how about fulfillment? So you say that you would depend on relationships with your carriers. So if you say GSM, I hear AT&T.
Yep.
So AT&T, have they signed up to use your service, or how's that partnership?
Yes, we've been
gonna
working with AT&T for some time, and they've been extremely helpful with our demo program of our prototypes. Is he kissing you?
He's under the table. I don't know.
So and we also have a manufacturer that is helping us. They're an ex-Motorola company based out in Asia. So our product is actually similar to Apple, where we're designed here in the U.S. and we're being manufactured in Asia. We've tried very hard to look at manufacturers here in the States, but it was just extremely cost prohibitive for a startup to do that. And maybe one day we'll be able to, but raising funds is a huge issue for and startups. And
Well, so you have products in your inventory right now.
no, we don't.
So no product.
We haven't launched yet. We will be launching.
Do you have a prototype, something
Yes,
that
we
works?
do.
And that's the one prototype. Do you have more?
We have 2 alpha prototypes, and we've tested them, and they work fantastic. So we're very, very happy with them. Location is shown with very, very accurate.
Yeah, but to be fair, you and I both know this has been around for a while. So, what's so different about this pet location service versus
Our competitors.
Well, I mean, how are you guys doing something different?
Well, my sister and I were talking about the numerous pets missing, and we came up with this idea to make a pet GPS location service. And we thought, wow, great,
You're the first.
Yeah.
But then you discovered.
Then we did our research and we started asking. We saw that there were competitors out there, but we also went and talked to people, and they said, wow, that's a fantastic idea. And
Fantastic idea.
It's
Yes.
a fantastic idea, and but there must be something out there.
Yes.
And we said, well, can you name a brand name? And so can you name one?
Well, I know in this country, not really, but I know abroad. For example, in Egypt, Middle East, many parts of Europe, they have these kind of this pet location service. So. And those are pretty well established. And my question to you is that if there are these really well established GPS pet location services out in Europe, Middle East, and other parts of the world, why have they not come here? Where Americans have the most amount of money to spend on their pets. They're not eating them. They're just having them live in their home.
Well, they haven't come out here, so I don't know what's stopping them. But we've looked at other products. We've looked at a product that's in the UK, and they're not here. So we think there's an opportunity. Hey, Google wasn't the first search engine.
Well, but they did it better, right? It wasn't just
That's
a matter
what we're
of
doing. We looked at our competitors, and we felt that we could do something better.
Which is?
So the attachment capability.
Okay, what's that?
Oh my gosh. So there are products out there that just don't attach securely to a dog's or cat's collar. My neighbors have a couple of our competitors, and they say, oh yeah, dog rolls in the grass, falls off. We just got an email from, can I say their company name? Greyhound Adventures.
If you feel like it.
Okay, Greyhound Adventures in Boston. They sent us an email and they said they were using one of our competitive products, and they were disappointed that it only lasted 6 months because it corroded and rusted and wouldn't charge anymore. So, and that product is supposed to be waterproof or water resistant. Our product is IP67 waterproof certified. We've designed it so it's sleek.
IP67, is that 10 feet?
It's 15 meters.
15 meters, so 30 feet.
It's a little more, yeah. So anyway, so we've made it waterproof for the water-loving dogs. Of course, cats probably wouldn't want to jump in the water as much.
Well, I've heard that cats, the reason that you're not supposed to put a collar on a cat, or you're supposed to make it really loose, is because when they're out and about, they go into fences and they go between tree branches and bushes, and if they get caught, they can strangle.
It would be the similar thing for dogs, right? But so we've actually made our attachment, our device, so it's very sleek against the collar, so that it doesn't act like a hook or a snag.
And that's the patented technology, right?
Our design, yeah.
Okay. So what kind of patent is that?
So we have design and utility patents, so we filed for those.
Oh, you have both. Okay, good. So patent pending technology.
Patent pending, yeah. But we're using, to burn out some of the risk, we are using commercial off-the-shelf components in our devices. So at this early stage, it made a lot of sense. And the next opportunity is to maybe try and see if we can make our own.
In the United States?
Yes, in the United States.
That would be great.
Maybe some big company like Qualcomm will help us.
I'm really interested in your patents, exactly as to what, I mean, obviously since you filed, you can talk about them now. Right.
Yeah.
So tell me, what are your patents and how, because, you have to remember that the people who watch this show, many of them are tech entrepreneurs. There are people out there that say, I got this great idea for the next iPad, but I need to file 300 patents for this. So how do I start by doing that? And it seems like you've already done that. So tell me, what is a utility patent, and what's the process, and give me the example of what you've patented and how we can learn from that.
For example, the design. I mean, we've designed how the device shape is and how it attaches to a collar. We actually used our lawyers to file the patents for us. So we give them all the information, we answer all their questions, and they file it for us. So it's a very long, drawn-out process.
So the clasp, so the way that it clasps onto the collar, that's part of the utility patent. So anyone who's listening who wants to make the next iPad, probably button placement or where you put the camera. Because I noticed that, between the Samsung tablets and the Apple tablets, their little buttons are all in different places because they don't even want to get close to that sort of patent infringement.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no,
Wow.
it's in fact, if you look at any of the knockoffs, then they'll have like buttons in like 1 inch away from where they should be, that kind of thing. You're like, wait, this is a Samsung. Wait, no, it's not. I've been fooled. So you have a utility patent, and tell me, what's the second patent you filed for?
The design. So just so mainly on the design, the shapes, and of our product. So
and not the technology.
not so much, because I mean we're using commercial off-the-shelf components. So we're using mobile modules, GPS modules, and we're putting together for this use case.
And because I mean, I feel that many other companies have been doing this for a long time,
Yep.
but maybe they haven't been in Walmart. Has anything been in Walmart before that's been a GPS pet location? As if I've seen this before, maybe 10 years ago. It's in the back of my mind, right over here, buried underneath all this other stuff. And I see the value in the product. I just see that maybe this has been done before, and now you're just doing it again. Why is that? Maybe these people who did it before, they got all this money, they cashed out, and that was the end of the program?
Honestly, we haven't looked if Walmart has had any products like this before. But where we found our competitive products were in odd places. I mean, the GPS section of Best Buy, or in the Apple Store. I'm not sure if pet lovers go for pet products in the Apple Store or in Best Buy. So that's where we found them. And I mean, Best Buy, they had it in the GPS section, and then we went back and we're like, okay, where do we find? It was moved somewhere else, and it was kind of in an odd and end section. So yeah, it's I'm not sure. That's one of our marketing challenges. So none of our competitors have built product awareness, and hopefully Walmart, with their numerous pet loving customers, can help us get the word out and give us exposure.
Have you approached Petco or any of these other?
We approached Pet Food Express, which is the biggest independent pet retailer in California. We thought, we'll start smaller instead of going to these giants. And then we spoke to the CEO, and he says, yeah, once it's in the box, we'll take a look at it. So we're really delighted that Walmart sees the value in our product. It is much bigger than Pet Food Express, but we're delighted that they are willing to wait for us, when our product is ready, because they feel that it's of value to their customers.
Well, it's interesting because I was reading Kevin O'Leary's book, and he was talking about how he went into Walmart, and particularly, it was very interesting. He said, they're trying to bring in education software, which at the time was hundreds of dollars for like $10 or $20. And it was a very interesting conversation he had with Walmart, and maybe I'd like to run this by you, and you tell me if it's still like that today. If you have a cool tech product and you want to get it into Walmart, because obviously that's the topic, right? Blue startups to Walmart. His experience was, they did his pitch in front of the Walmart rep, and the Walmart rep said, we had the shelf space. Last month we had boots there. Month before that we had fishing rods. This month we're going to put your product in there. And the key is that it has to sell. So if it's great that many people are out there voting on your product online, but how do you know it's going to sell? And not to mention you only have a couple of alpha devices here. Once you go into mass production, how are you going to do quality control?
Oh, we will definitely be testing products. So how people test products is when it comes into the ship area, you randomly pull out products and you test them, and they better work.
Well, and let's talk about price too, because obviously if you're not making money, the product isn't sustainable. So typical retail scenarios, right? You wholesale for $5, or no, your cost is $5, you wholesale for $10, and the retailer sells it for $20, right? So what are the price points behind this product?
So we are targeting a retail price for the device of $99, and the subscription would be basically $9.99 per month, or they could pay $99, $100 basically per year.
$100 a year. Oh, so they get $20 off. There you go.
Yeah.
Or $220. But the trip to the vet can cost more than that very quickly. So we're going to go to a quick break. So all of you listening, stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Think Tech Friday here with. We're talking about Gibi Technologies, right? And we're talking with Synette Tom, and of course Will is our dog down there on the floor. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
I'm Bill Spencer, President of the Hawaii Venture Capital Association. We do monthly luncheon programs with ThinkTech about things that matter to Hawaii entrepreneurs, investors, and business service providers. So join us on the fourth Thursday of every month at the Plaza Club. For information about upcoming events or to join our mailing list, visit hvca.org. See you there.
Hi, this is Jay Fidel of ThinkTech. We have, 2 or 3 shows every afternoon during the business week that we stream live on Ustream, and we stream audio on Spreaker.com. Check it out. You can see the schedule on ThinkTechHawaii.com. One of the shows you should definitely see is Asia in Review. We do Asia in Review with David Day every Thursday afternoon between 4 and 5 p.m. Check it out on ThinkTechHawaii.com. Aloha, this is Jay Fidel.
Aloha, I'm Hong Jiang at ThinkTech. I'm a host for Asia in Review on Tuesday afternoon between 4 to 5 p.m. At our programs, we learn about what's happening in Asia and why it is important for you to know about it. So I'm Hong Jiang, and I'll see you there.
Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in to Think Tech Friday. I'm your host, Attila Seress. We're here. We're talking about GPS pet location devices with Synette Tom of Gibi Technology Solutions, Services?
Gibi Technologies.
Gibi Technologies. And the topic of today's show is Blue Startups to Walmart, which means how do we get from a venture accelerator to the world's biggest retailer? Yes, if you missed my joke, go ahead and hit rewind on your YouTube stream there, and you'll definitely hear it. By the way, if you do miss any part of this show, of course we're broadcasting all online, and we're also broadcasting the video on Ustream and on YouTube. So go ahead and go to thinktechhawaii.com for all the links to those things, and from your tablet, smartphone, computer, you name it. We're ThinkTech. We're 24/7, and we're raising public awareness. And this show is about technology. So, when we were last talking, we were talking about how we could go to Best Buy, pick up a GPS unit. We could go somewhere else and pick up another off-the-shelf unit, put this all together, and you've put together a utility patent and a design patent to protect the shape and the function and the way that this product clips onto a dog's collar. And of course, you hope that that's going to work. But I tell you, I have 2 dogs, and these dogs, they do somersaults in dirt. So I can only hope that your product, because of course you're going to send me a few, I'm going to be your beta tester.
Okay.
And I'm going to set them loose. and I'm going to chase them down, so we're going to do better work.
We're We brought on board ex-Apple designer, iPhone designer, and we're very pleased with his industrial design work.
Ex-Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he couldn't make the cut. Why is that?
No,
Why
he's
is he not at Apple
fantastic.
now?
His name is Scott Wilson, and he's with Minimal in Chicago, and he's fantastic.
And so you have this great design. I really like it. But what if someone comes in and says, yeah, I'm going to go to Best Buy and buy the little GPS unit, and I'm going to go to Radio Shack and buy this other piece and put it all together, and I'm going to, like I was talking about the knockoff stuff from Asia, I'll just change it just a little bit. I'll make it, pink and not white, or something. I'll make the clasp here and not there. What's to stop someone from doing that? Or let's just talk about the rest of the world, where your patents, maybe they just don't care. Many parts of Asia, there are things called original copies.
Well, there's a lot more to Gibi's pet location service than just the device. I mean, we have to connect with AT&T. Or
GSM provider.
A GSM provider around the world. So we connect with a GSM provider, and the devices have to communicate back to that into our app. So, I mean, sure, they could maybe knock off our devices and our shape, but I mean, it won't work the same.
So tell me about.
It's a big system that we're building.
Yeah. So and I like that. This is where I like to talk about tech stuff, infrastructure building. This is
all
great.
the back end.
So tell me, how are you guys scaling up? What platforms are you guys using to track this stuff? Is there historical data? Can I tell how many calories my dog burned while I was out trying to run away from home?
We've been asked a lot about that, about doing like a pedometer fitness monitoring.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And we will have all of the information for that. So first out, we will have, press the button, where's my dog, and pop up the Google map with your dog's exact location. We also have another feature, which will be in the first version, which is virtual fences. So whatever shape your yard is, you can draw a virtual fence on our maps on our app, and we will monitor if your dog or cat has gone left the fence.
Has dug under the fence.
And we will send a text message or email saying, hey, Fido has left, or Fido has come back. And if you don't expect Fido to have gone, then you can follow Fido as to where he goes so you can find him.
And so these all sound great, but let's talk about, first of all, you're writing a software app for Apple and Android, and I'm guessing Windows also? And BlackBerry? You're just saying yes to everything.
No,
tell me about that. Who's developing this? How's it going to work?
So we're working with a software company in Chicago. So that's all
Not
made
a
here
Hawaii
in.
company. I hear a lot of Chicago going on. I'm tapping my fingers because Hawaii, Blue Startups is supposed to be building jobs here in Hawaii.
Contact me. Well, I think they have a requirement of at least 50% of their companies have to be Hawaii-based. I am born and raised here in Hawaii. My heart's here. I was educated here. So I hope, being somewhat of a kama-aina, that people will still support me.
Well, and so let's talk about the app. So a third party's made your app. So you found you had this great idea. You found a designer, made the design. Found some attorneys, they filed the patents. Now we get to the app developers, and you told them just make it.
Yep, make it all work.
Hey, at least you used U.S. talent to do this. We actually had someone on here. It's pretty funny. They were making a cosmetic app. What would your face look like if you put on this makeup?
Okay.
Right? And they were in the Philippines. Where do you think they outsourced to?
Oh no, where?
U.S.
U.S. Oh, that's too funny.
Yes.
A lot of people go to the Philippines or India for software development, so that's very great.
And so why did you choose to go with Chicago versus India or the Philippines?
Randy, Randy in Chicago, he's got experience working with similar devices. So we're a mobile machine-to-machine technology. So he's part of the Internet of Things. So he's very familiar with working on these kinds of products. So we're delighted to have him on board.
Oh, so he's one of your partners?
No, we're talking about it, but
There you go.
but we recently brought him on board, and we're very excited. He's super. Picks up the software that has been developed already. Really good.
And so then, now we have the app. Then we have the product. Now let's talk about the infrastructure.
Okay.
So where is all this stored? How are you?
Cloud.
In the cloud. It says nothing. Which cloud service provider?
We are using Amazon Web Services, and that's a great perk that we get from Blue Startups. So they give us a credit for our amount of services that we use. So we were asked to look at doing our own, physical hard servers, and we're like, no, today's the cloud. We have to move forward, do everything in the cloud, a lot cheaper as well. So that's what we're using.
Well, the Elastic Cloud from Amazon is also dynamically expandable, meaning
Yep.
you need more capacity, there it is.
That's what we're doing, EC2.
And so now that you have your cloud set up, you have your distribution, which is hopefully Walmart. And let's talk about what's to stop someone else from coming in saying, oh, I'm going to get myself an EC2 account, and I'll create my own design, I'll pick up some components, I'll pick up some electrical engineer from California to come just solder all little pieces together, and come in at $5 cheaper and do it all offshore because they didn't hire a U.S.-based app company or U.S.-based this or that.
If they have the capital to do it. So that's one thing that's been a challenge for us, because most investors don't like to invest in startups that have a hardware component. But they're getting warm to it, and they're getting to like hardware startups. So it's capital intensive because hardware requires tooling to allow you to mass produce your product. So
let's see how well that works out. But you know what? We have to go to a break.
Okay.
Just for a moment. But we'll be back. This is Think Tech Friday. I'm your host, Attila Seress, here with Synette Tom. She's with Gibi Technologies, and we have a GPS location service that's going from Blue Startups to Walmart. And of course, if you rewind this video, you'll see our friend Will underneath the desk. So he's the dog wearing the collar. So first time we've had a pet in the studio, so hopefully it won't be the last. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Aloha. I'm Nicole Horry for Think Tech. For nearly half a century, the Hawaii Foreign Trade Zone No. 9 has brought the benefits of the Foreign Trade Zone program to Hawaii businesses and entrepreneurs. DBET, the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism, operates Hawaii's Foreign Trade Zone program to encourage international business and economic development. The Foreign Trade Zone's mission is to increase the amount of international trading activity in Hawaii, thereby providing employment opportunities for the residents of our island state. For more information, see ftz9.org. I'm Nicole Horry. Mahalo. Aloha.
Welcome back. You're tuned in to Think Tech Friday. I'm your host, Attila Seress. We're here with Synette Tom. We're talking about GPS location services for pets. And we have a pet underneath the table, first time in the studio. His name is Will. He's a big cuddly animal, and I think he's fallen asleep sniffing my shoe. So my shoe must be very stinky. He must be in heaven, so this is perfect. Now, about pet location services, this sounds great, but I also have 2 kids. They have a tendency to run as much as my pets do. So can I put one of these on my kid's collar?
Your kid's collar.
Or the foot, or where can I put this?
Yeah, absolutely. That is one of our future markets, people. So kids and people with handicap issues, so such as memory loss. But for kids, we thought about putting it on their backpacks or on their jackets or on their belts or something of that sort. So
no implants, we can't put it in there.
no, kind of interesting because I just got an email from some students in, I was introduced to some students from Molokai, and they thought of an idea of making a microchip-like implant device that would tell emergency respondents where people are. But GPS and mobile technology is power hungry, so it's technically not feasible.
Well, something like this, do you have to change the batteries pretty often, or do you charge it, or how does it work?
We charge it. So in order for us to be IP67, we have to be completely sealed. So IP67 waterproof, we're completely sealed. So we have a charger, we slip in the device, and in 2 hours it charges. We also monitor the remaining charge in the devices. And once it gets to about 2 hours remaining, we send a text message or email saying, hey, time to charge.
Time to charge your pet.
Time to charge Gibi. Mm-hmm.
And so we can put this on a kid. Mm-hmm. One of the things I always thought was fun is that there are certain apps where you can download them and they'll tell you where your car is. Mm-hmm. So you're like GPS lock, like this is where my car is. And then you walk into a store and then you come out and you say, oh my goodness, where's my car? Can I put this into cars? Can I do rental cars?
Yep.
How about?
Yep. Cars, you can put it on bicycles. One thing in Northern California, there's a huge population of bicyclists, and I know Peter Kuo of Farmers, and he said that he's continually writing checks for $10,000 for lost bicycles.
Wow.
So he would love to put something like this on the bicycles to help people find theirs.
Every once in a while, out here in Hawaii, we get hikers who get lost.
Yeah.
Yes, and you'd think that we're on an island, wouldn't be that big a deal, but you'd be surprised. They go up onto the ridge there, and it's a little dangerous, but they go anyway for the thrill of it. I'm sure you can go on YouTube. You can see these guys, just scaling the top of the coal house. Like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? But they're there and they're doing it, and part of it is maybe we can put this on a hikers thing. So I see the plan with Walmart, but Walmart would just be in the pet section. Why can't we put this elsewhere?
Not necessarily. Well, so we were doing our pitch, and the judges, which were the buyers, said, we love your product, but can I put this on my kid? And it's, of course they can, right? As is, they could. So they were delighted about that. So we will, our focus, we're a startup. We have very little capital at this time unless somebody wants to help invest in us.
You got it with, Blue Startups.
Yeah, so we do need more capital, but we're going to focus on pets. It's a huge market. It's a $50 billion industry per year. There's 78 million pet dogs. There's 86 million pet cats in the U.S. There's more households in the U.S. with pets than children. It's a huge market.
Can we do like cattle, livestock, anything like that?
Absolutely. I mean, can you imagine how much each...
Well, cattle are expensive.
Yeah, very expensive. Or horses. I mean,
horses.
Yeah, it's very, very valuable. And service dogs like Will are extremely valuable.
He's still sniffing my shoe. He's just right here. He says, so that's a great stinky shoe.
He's very comfortable next to your stinky shoe.
There you go. That's a dog for you.
But yeah, so there's a lot of future applications. I mean, that's what our initial angel investors, they stood there with, so Juglu, one of our family members, he said he stood there thinking there's so many different applications for our service. He's a big surfer here. He says, oh my God, it'd be great to have that. And, depending if he ends up in a different beach, his wife could find him, so there's a lot of applications. I mean, you talked about the hikers, just handicap people. So I mean, we talked to a memory loss residency here in Hawaii, and they said, oh my God, we love it, we'd like to buy one for every resident that they have there. They do have an issue with
people wandering off.
Yeah.
Well, and is there an opportunity for two-way communication?
We are not doing that right now, but yeah, we could add that.
Using the cell phone network, sure.
Easily.
Well, And think about this. I'm going to give you the $1 million idea.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the $1 million idea.
All
You're
right.
going to love this. Now, this is actually an old idea I heard many years ago. Many years ago, I worked for a CLEC back in Los Angeles, and it was a paging company, if you can believe that. Paging. Remember
Yep.
those things? Those little.
Yep.
And some guy had come up with a great idea for cows. Cows, yeah. So that they would train. There's a master cow. I guess he's the bull.
Like
And
the alpha dog.
The alpha.
The alpha cow.
Alpha cow.
Alpha bull.
And they would train him so that they would put a pager on his collar, and when the pager vibrates, he knows, oh, time to come home.
Oh,
So
very cool.
page the cows, and they all come home because all the other cows would follow the master cow. So there's your $1 million idea. You can page the cows. Say, cows come home now on my iPad. All the cows start coming home. All you have to do is train the master cow. And I think he did it too for some time. So it worked
Wow,
out
that's
pretty well.
fantastic. That's a great idea. You have to connect me with him.
You got more connections than anyone. And I think with that, we're just about out of time. But thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I
and-
really appreciate this opportunity.
And thank you to Will. He's done a great job of patrolling my shoes. And he's been a great service dog. And of course, if you miss any part of this program, or if you want to download the podcast or check out the video, go to our website, thinktechhawaii.com. So with us today was Synette Tom. I'm your host, Attila Seress, host for Think Tech Fridays. So remember, this weekend, do good to others and have a great weekend. Aloha.